You're a powerful healer, so why do you feel like something is missing? Let's go through the common thoughts. Why do I keep healing the same thing over and over? Well, that's a good question because that does come up. People spend a lot of time healing themselves and realize later on down the road, they are still healing that pattern, the same part of it. So, why does that happen? There are several reasons why that might be happening. One of them is that you did heal as much as you could at that time, or the healer who worked on you did as much as they could at that time, or as much as they could access. Through life, we heal, but there's also unveiling of more and more of us. And then you might have access to part of that wound that you didn't have before. So you're healing that part of it now. And that's normal. So it doesn't mean what the other person did or what you did not have any value. It did. And it got you to this point. Next question is, why do I feel like I take 2 steps forward and 1 step back? That's a little bit like the first question, where the cause might be the same. We have wounds that are not largely spoken about. People say you have wounds in your soul, but so does the divine I am and also your higher self. I know that healers talk about going to those parts of us and getting the answers we need for our path and our journey. However, you will find that if you are able to heal those parts of you, the part that's wounded of the divine I am and the higher self, you get a better story. And what that means is you get the story that's the closest possible to the healing that you need. If those parts are wounded, then you're getting answers from a lower level energy. It's like a pattern. It's like that part of the divine I am is stuck in a pattern, or that part of the higher self is stuck in a pattern, and it's not giving you the best answers. That doesn't mean the whole divine I am or the higher self is completely wrong. It doesn't mean that at all. It means the specific aspect that you're working with in that part of your life has a wound, and that's something that needs to be addressed. That will make it 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It's always giving you another story, creating guides for you, creating the environment for you, creating the feelings that keep you stuck where you are at. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Get through that, and life changes immediately. Actually, you heal the divine I am, you heal the higher self for those aspects you're working on. Life changes right now. Next question, why do I still get triggered if I've already healed this? If you've already healed it, truly already healed it, there's other aspects. There could be an echo from the past in time and space that is still sending you information that is telling you that it's not healed. So we just look at the echo. Your chakras also communicate with time and space, and they might be stuck there. There could be your aura. Your aura could be carrying the density, carrying the energy of that issue. If you're still getting triggered and you've already healed it, maybe you haven't healed it completely. So you have to look at that too. You have to have an open mind and review it. If you're working with an intuitive healer and they bring that up, is because they picked up on that energy. Why can I see other people's blocks but not my own? A few answers there. So there's different things that we look at. It's more difficult to see our own blocks because they were usually created out of trauma or out of fear, and that's tied to it. Every part of you is set up for survival. So one way to survive is to keep doing what it's always done, is to protect you. So it might give you something to get around that pain so you don't have to deal with it. Even though it's causing you more problems, that aspect of yourself is keeping you from working on that pain, keeping you from having access to it or seeing what it is. Now, when you're working with someone else, it's much easier because they can look over that. They can get information about that. They can work with your guides. You may not be able to get that information from your guides because you're blocked, but someone else can get them. So that's why you can see other people's blocks. You can communicate with other people's guides, but they cannot communicate with their own. Why do I feel there's one missing piece that I haven't found yet? That is because there is one missing piece that you haven't found yet. It's very interesting We are taught things that have been taught for a long time, and a lot of them help in terms of healing, but the assistance they provide are short term. The concepts are outdated and based on what society knew at that time. And there are certainly much better ways to do things today. The modalities in the past do have a lot of good with them. So you got to pick and choose what works well for you and what doesn't work. When you raise your vibration enough, you will see that missing piece. It's a process. Find ways to raise your vibration, find ways to connect higher, find ways to improve your intuition. What if I'm just not meant to move forward? That is a really good question, because a lot of people get that. And a lot of people actually stop doing healing because they get stuck at that point. They've done all they can, but they can't move forward. There are a lot of ways to move forward. You need to know the tools to do it and the methods to do it and the processes to do it, and work with the right people. Moving forward is not just wanting to do it. I mean, we could move forward on our own. Sometimes you need to reach out to someone else. So let's look at it this way. There are 4 basic levels. There's the asleep level. It's the survivals level where most of the world is. Then there's a level where you have awakening and you learn about healing and you start learning about concepts. Then you get to a level where it's more mastery. And then you get to a level where it's being. So being is beyond mastery, because being is just having that love flow through you, and the people around you can feel it and they want to be around you. But even more, you're not triggered like someone who might be at the mastery level or someone who might be at the healer level. So you want to move through the healer level and even the mastery level as much as you can, so that flow of abundance in all areas of your life comes in. So you are meant to move forward. Everything you need is within you, or you know how to reach out and get it from someone else. That is unveiled to you as you grow through life, as you go through the process of healing, of releasing, and of taking care of the things you need to do. What's beyond healing? Am I even ready for that? Well, I just spoke about being. Being is self-actualization. There's a lot of different levels of self-actualization, but we want to start dipping our toes into that more, where I said love flows and people enjoy being around you. And it's even more, you enjoy life. You wake up happy, you go to bed happy. They're still healing, but it's about growth and expansion. So are you ready for that? Of course you are. If you're interested in that, set up a time with me and we'll talk. Let's get you there.